and gentlemen, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the Digital Entertainment Summit 2025 presented by Storyboard 18. We gather here today in an era where stories transcend words, creators craft entire universes, and gamers redefine economic landscapes. It's an age where screens aren't merely devices for entertainment, they evolve alongside us. In this dynamic scenario, India stands at the heart of innovation, not just participating in, but actively shaping the future of digital entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my huge honor to invite on stage a visionary leader who's transformed India's digital entertainment ecosystem. From championing initiatives like Waves 2025 to advancing the national AVGC XR mission, he's been leading from the forefront. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Dr. L. Murugan, Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting and Parliamentary Affairs, for his ministerial address. Sir, over to you.
Good evening to you all. Vanakkam. I'm pleased to here today at the Digital Entertainment Summit hosted by Storyboard 18 and Network 18. This platform stands as an testament to the transformative power of ideas when they converge with innovation and intent. The Digital Entertainment Summit is a flagship platform spotlighting India's rapidly evolving digital entertainment landscape. Friends, we are witnessing a fundamental transformation in how stories are told, shared, and experienced. A decade ago, the experience of storytelling was often confined to cinema halls, to television screens. Today, it unfolds in our hands through smartphone, tablets, and wearable devices. The screen has become our stage. Reels lasting seconds, web series spanning seasons, immersive virtual reality, that is VR, environments, interactive games, all are part of our new creative vocabulary. Friends, this rise of streaming platforms, the growth of gaming communities, the evolution of immersive technologies like virtual and augmented realities, and the booming animation and VFX industries, these are no longer secondary elements. These represent the core of human connections in a digitally integrated world. With a player base exceeding 500 millions, India is emerging as one of the world's most vibrant gaming markets. In this digitally empowered era, the youth is involved in online gaming for the purpose of learning, employment, innovation, and cultural expression more than just leisure. Gaming today is an economic sector, a communication medium, and an art form all rolled into one. In this, where once games was seen as an time passer, but now it is an moneymaker and career path, offering opportunities for design, development, marketing, audio engineering, storytelling, and e-sport management. Indian games are now being developed with Indian characters, languages. So you see Mahabharatam, Ramayanam. While COVID time, we are all seeing this gaming type in comics, Mahabharatam, Ramayanam, that and all we see. Exporting India's stories to the world in the sense games is Indians' newest storytelling languages, dynamic, interactive, and immersive. This summit is not just about the business of entertainment. It is about the power of human imagination, the role of culture in progress, and the boundless possibilities when innovation meets inspiration. Let us create, collaborate, and co-lead this new cultural era for India. Let us dare to dream. Let us build with purpose. Let us lead with integrity. Let us empower our Bharat as a Viksit Bharat at 2047. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. M.C. Sarangan, member of the Tamil Nadu Online Gaming Authority, a key voice in shaping India's regulatory and educational framework for online gaming safety.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, how are you taking safety in online gaming, and what are the specific aspects you're focused on as TNOGA in Tamil Nadu?
Problem is not gaming. It is excessive gaming and compulsive gaming. So we are into this compulsive gaming. We are against excessive gaming, and we are for responsible gaming. See, that is what we are trying to do. And none of our actions are taken on the table. We do a lot of research. We do go to the field. We have secondary data, primary data. We ourselves collect data. Moreover, the key to this regulation lies with the parents and the awareness. So what we think is creating awareness is the most important thing. And Tamil Nadu government has come forward with sanctioning money for conducting such awareness campaign. And we have already conducted such awareness campaigns, particularly targeting school, college students, teachers, parents, and law enforcers.
You know, what role should online gaming companies and platforms play in safety education, and how can the industry best work with TNOGA to protect the interest of these gamers?
It is very simple. Any regulations are not enemy to innovations. See, it is just supplementing it or substantiating the efforts taken by them. How would anybody go against innovation or development? It is only the cautionary steps sometimes we have to take. So, Tamil Nadu government has been taking this kind of step for the first time in India. In fact, it is a blueprint for the entire nation, this authority. The TNOGA is able to deliver what it is mandated. Even now, we are going against a lot of ads which are published by the offshore betting companies and a lot of surrogate ads. I don't know anybody has done that so far.
Children today are starting, gaming unsupervised. How can schools and parents can be involved into this digital literacy and gaming safety? And how is TNOGA reaching out to these schools and children?
It is a very relevant and pertinent question because gaming per se is, if it is played for entertainment, relaxation, or any cognitive development purpose, it is really appreciated. We have many, many games like that. Only when it becomes excessive or compulsive, it becomes a problem. But there is no measuring cup to know when they are going to become excessive. So we thought we should reach not only authority, all of us should reach out, the parents and teachers. The gaming should be a pleasure. They should enjoy the gaming. They should not get addicted to it.
How can Tamil Nadu, be a role model in cracking down on illegal betting and gambling platforms?
See, it is very clear why offshore betting companies are targeting India, because they have a huge population and their social life mobility is more, and they are able to spend more. So they are trying to target the youth of the India. It is more so in southern part of India where we see that people educational level is also more, and they start playing. it is not educated person or youth or children are playing. Even you see people who earn very less, who earn 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees per day, they tend to go into these platforms. So identifying these platforms and taking action is against us. These platforms are very difficult, and they come in disguise. I don't have to say what are all the disguise they take about, opinion trading. Uh, Opinion trading, in my reading, it amounts to betting. So we have taken a lot of action against opinion trading companies. See, we all have to come forward. I ask you a simple question: how many of you are endorsing this surrogate advertisement of all these betting companies? Then you should know how many of you are, aware that they are doing surrogate advertisements. All these foreign betting companies. See, all of us should join.
Thank you so much, sir. And as Mr. Dr. Sarangan mentioned, gaming and responsibility, walks hand in hand. And today, there's an urgent and dire need to crack down on illegal gambling and betting platforms. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being with us today.
Well, our next session puts the spotlight on one of the biggest enablers of India's digital future, our states. From driving startup growth to enabling local skilling, from offering incentives to shaping digital infrastructure, state governments are playing a pivotal role in building India's gaming and creative economy. Well, this next session on the theme, Role of States in Promoting the Gaming Industry, explores exactly that. And to moderate this session, please welcome back on stage Storyboard 18's Imran Fazal. Please also extend a warm welcome to Mr. Brijesh Singh, Principal Secretary, Directorate General of Information and PR, Government of Maharashtra.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today. We have seen multiple, initiatives by Maharashtra government in which crackdowns have been taken place on cyber crimes and illegal betting and gambling platforms, especially operating in the state of Maharashtra. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. Just to understand, when we look at the menace of cyber crimes, especially in the gaming space, how do you look at curbing such issues in the state of Maharashtra, and what do you recommend for other states to look at?
First of all, I think, as it has been discussed in the earlier sessions also, there needs to be one uniform policy across all states. So if you see gambling and by definition portions of real money games are regulated by the Indian Gambling Act of 1850s vintage.
Right.
Now the irony is that gambling becomes a state subject and each state then can have a regulation for that. So Nagaland may come up with something, Haryana may come up with something, Maharashtra may come up with something. So there has to be a harmonization. And something which is, something which is online, it is difficult to jurisdictionally control it, right? Because parts of it are here, parts of it are on some server across, parts of it are probably in Europe or Scandinavia, and it becomes difficult. Once, let's say, you spot a violation, investigation becomes difficult and costly. Now, to put sanity around all this, you need a national framework. It would be very worthwhile that some kind of a model framework is created, which then all states follow. But it's time that we understand that online gaming is very different and it needs to have its own act. And hence, one should start with a harmonization of laws. So that is why there's a regulatory control by the central government, and wherein there are aspects which are very different with state governments. Rather than having this patchwork of governance, it should have one at least unified law across all country.
How is Maharashtra looking at towards the whole gaming industry?
I feel that there is a need for harmonization. Harmonization in 2-3 terms. One is that harmonization of all these laws across jurisdictions, because look at it from the point of view of any company, that they will have to deal with each regulator and their regulatory costs. And if there is no regulatory certainty, then it's difficult to do business. And I reiterated, there's a harmonization of laws and regulations between the states and also in line with what the center is thinking. The center may, let's say, take a developmental approach to this and say that we have to encourage a particular sector. You saw that Waves 2025 was held in Mumbai, and Honorable Prime Minister also said, and they also had a gaming arena there where large platforms participated. And Maharashtra itself wants to be the gaming capital of India. And at one place where we are encouraging this, there needs to be a harmonization across India where we speak the common language and there is no regulatory burden on part of the business itself.
Truly, there is an urgent need to have a unified law which is applicable across the country, and that would help the industry to grow. Thank you so much, Vijayji, and for joining with us. Thank you.
And now we shift gears to a crucial pillar shaping the future of gaming in India, regulation. Please join me in welcoming our next panel, Effective Regulatory Structure for Online Gaming in India. Moderated by Ms. Gauri Gokhale, Independent Legal Advisor in Tech and Gaming, this session brings together some of the most respected minds in policy and law. Big round of applause for Ms. Gauri. And joining her on stage, please welcome the first panelist, Mr. Gopal Jain, Senior Counsel. Please welcome our second panelist, Mr. Dhruv Garg, Gaming and Tech Lawyer. Our third panelist is Mr. Nandan Kamath, Principal Lawyer, Law NK. Last but not the least, please welcome on stage Mr. Rakesh Maheshwari, former Senior Director, MeitY.
Mr. Maheshwari, you have been the pioneer of the online gaming, at the center, the IT rules, unfortunately, which are yet to be implemented. But how when you drafted those rules and, generally the background around those rules, what were the key points that you were considering when it comes to the regulation of an online, system?
Within the framework of IT Act, there were limitations as to how the Act is old. The Act may not cover all the aspects of the present day kind of platforms. And therefore, the first thing that was envisaged that we keep the scope limited to RMG. So real money gaming was the focus, 18 plus. Then of course, the problem, as has been mentioned by Nandanji, that maybe because of state-center relationship. So we also wanted to carve out something which does not directly, I'll say, steps on the authority of the state. And to that an extent, we clearly, without touching and without naming the words of gambling and betting, we came up with this new word as to what is being called as permissible online gaming. The whole idea was that whatever is not permissible becomes impermissible, and something which is impermissible, those apps and advertisements of those apps should not be allowed in the online space. Lastly, because of the associated harms that like it has been mentioned by the panel members, that maybe there has to be some accountability, higher level of accountability. Therefore, the rules which were framed were at least requiring all the due diligence which were applicable to significant social media platforms were also made applicable to such online permissible games.
From center versus state, the extraterritorial applicability of the central law plus other elements. So in that context, what are your thoughts in terms of how can we bring a stronger framework to stop, this offshore activity, including, say, advertisement, and money laundering and all those, elements that are being discussed?
Yeah, I think first, as we've all said, that we need a very robust and comprehensive new regime which addresses it squarely. Second, by ensuring that there is mandatory registration and companies have registered offices in India, there'll be greater regulatory scrutiny and monitoring. Third, I think all the enforcement has to also be very, very strong and robust. And today, I think these elements are able to play in these gray areas because it doesn't squarely fall here or there. So that whole parallel industry is flourishing and thriving. And I do recollect several attempts have been made in filing PILs in the High Court, but all that they say is you make a representation to the government. So nobody has effectively addressed it. So it's one of those things we have to take the bull by the horns now. New revamped law with teeth in it, compulsory mandatory registration and regulatory scrutiny, and very effective enforcement by both the law enforcement agency as well as with the regulators, that this problem has to be addressed ASAP and weeded out. Otherwise, you are sort of allowing an illegitimate activity actually to eclipse it. And the sort of moment something like that happens, it casts an overarching shadow in any case on the sector which has its own challenges. So I think that perhaps is one way forward of looking at these things. But it's like a menace which has to be addressed very, very effectively.
Do you see that as a good solution? Because certain things at the like local advertisements and all of that, you still need eyes on the ground, which the center cannot have. So do you think something like that may work? Whether, any thoughts?
If you look at, there's a very interesting book called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. It talks about the digital world as well as the online, the offline world. We have got very good at keeping children safe in the offline world.
Yeah.
So actually, fewer boys are falling off gyms, fewer people are going to hospital when they're young. But we're getting worse and worse in preventing harms in the digital world. Because lots of the lawmakers have not populated the digital world, right? So you're actually responding from fear rather than from understanding of digital spaces. So one case happens, a law is made immediately. So you're not actually understanding the way young people are populating those spaces and then responding and regulating. Because you're not a digital native when you're regulating. So I think that is the real challenge here, is a greater understanding empirically of what is happening in digital spaces, what are the genuine harms, what are perceived harms which actually may not be.
So really thank for this panel and for all of you being, sort of waiting to sort of hear this out. But I think let us, all of us work towards, that task force or otherwise, and let us also look at protection of children. So all the takeaways that we discussed, let's, maybe put some timelines of 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is, but work within that timeline and let's come out with some framework. Thank you. Thank you all for this.